Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. David Attell here.
Hold on a second. Artie, thanks again for having me.
He'll be at Caroline's.
I apologize for the weather because every time I'm at Caroline's, there's always a torrential rain.
Were you there for Sandy?
I'm not sure if I was there. I was there for that snowstorm. Do you remember that snowstorm?
Yes.
Where it was like New York didn't know how to handle it. You know, cars were. It was like Buffalo for like a week.
Well, you can tell Manhattan especially, but New York City in general doesn't know how to deal with extreme weather.
True.
You know, because we've never, now global warming or something is hitting. And now we're going to have to, like, maybe a few times a year deal with what they deal with in Mississippi and Minnesota. All in one.
I don't know what to tell you, but
can we talk about? Well, you just did USO tour.
Yeah, because Artie and I did the USO tour. We've talked about it many times. It was in your book, which was very cool. And I just did a USO, just a quick one down in Delaware at the Dover Air Force Base and the National Guard down there with April Macy, so cool.
Yeah.
Jay Okerson, great comic, and Jesse Joyce, and all of them are going to be on my show that we were talking about, the Comedy Central thing that you're going to do.
Right, so you're doing, you got a special for Comedy Central coming up.
Right.
And then now you're also doing, how many episodes of this, like, the David Attell?
We're going to do 8.
And it's how many comics are on each show? Is it one comic per show?
3 comics.
3 comics per show, so it's like an hour you're doing.
No, it's a half hour.
Half hour, you host it.
Yes.
And, well,
I'm out of jokes, by the way. Like, Mike, I'm sure you covered this in your class. After you do an hour, how do you retool the act?
I know.
You know, you got to get new jokes in there. And I'm telling you, like, I'm out of jokes right now.
I'm trying to write new stuff about stuff. And like, I'm about to shoot a special, too. In April, I'm shooting a special.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I've had this deal on the table for a long time. And I said, look, I can't do both. I got to do the book tour first. So now I'm looking at the jokes that I had toned and ready for the hour. I'm like, well, I can't still do that because it's kind of current event. I don't know. So you got like, okay, let me crowbar new stuff in. And then you're worried, of course, it's not ready. And it just becomes a nightmare. It's just a nightmare.
Your fans love comedy. You, of course, we were just talking about, like, you've been to the Comedy Cellar. I have to ask you, as like a guy who likes comedy, when you see a guy and you see him do the same joke over and over, do you like that, or do you like, where's the new joke? Because a lot of people go, they yell out the classics, right?
Sure.
Let me hear,
this, that, the other thing, and then but the thing is, you got to give a comic a break. If you go see him 4 times in 2 months, you can't really expect a whole new act.
Exactly. I feel like there's a certain expectation to throw some new stuff in there, but a few repeats of some good ones that you love. That's cool.
But
that's cool. But I want to hear a little variation.
Yeah. Some people don't realize though that some people really think a comic writes a new act every week.
Yeah.
They want to go see him, 2 weeks after seeing him, and they go, "Oh, where's the new stuff?" I'm like, "Well, geez, give me some time with this." And with Twitter, the first time you do a joke, they'll write a lame version of it where the punchline's still blown.
That's done.
That's fun. Or it's up on YouTube.
Yep.
That's terrible.
I would say that, like, the cool thing about comedy is, like, coming up with that new joke, like on stage, or if you wrote it and then you do it on stage and you're like, wow, that really works. But there's a lot of misses before that. And Mike, I assume that's where you're there to hold their hand, to help them.
Will you go see them do a set? Will you sit in the back of the cellar?
Well, that'll cost them.
If they're local, sure. But if
now, would it be odd that you'd be at a club where your student is on stage and you can't get a set there?
The problem
would that create a glitch in the?
Oh wait, I'd be ticked off at them. Yeah, I'd be pissed off. They're over there.
But, you know what I was thinking? Like, that would be cool if you came to see them secretly. The only problem is you already look like you're wearing a disguise. You really do look like someone did like hours of makeup to like hide the. I'm not putting it down.
I mean, love you, Dave. Thank you. That's
I
really
apologize.
No,
you can use that in your class if you want.
Well, he used to do a joke, right? I think maybe even the great Stuttering John wrote this joke for you, which is how he got the Tonight Show gig. You were going to play football, but you didn't want to wear a second helmet.
Yeah. I said my dad wanted me to play football, but I don't want to wear another helmet.
There you go.
There you go. I'm sold. That should be on the brochure right there as one of the many gems of your comedy class.
Well, we already have his slogan's going to be, listen, I've been ripped off for so many years. Now it's my turn.
You should defy it also and go like, within 6 to 26 years, you will have. You will have 5 jokes and a drinking problem. You know, something like that.
Right. Do you have a quarter of a century?
By the time you're done with this, you could have been a doctor 3 times in Mexico.
Instead, you have 7 minutes that you're hoping someone will see who can get you a sitcom. It is true. It's a lot of luck, though, too, Mike. How do you factor that in? I mean, come on.
Yeah, but luck comes from working your butt off, too, at the same time. You can't
It also comes from luck.
It's true.
Luck comes from luck, my friend.
Some guys are naturals. They get right up there. Like I saw Chappelle when he was 15. Dynamite. Great.
And how many people are funny at 15? It's so rare.
Exactly.
They haven't lived life, you know?
He knew what he was doing. He knew how to do it. He was like, you know how like that, like even when you got the joke down and you're good, you're still nervous and like that, the crowd smells the fear, so they won't laugh at you.
Yeah.
So he had none of that.
He didn't have any of that.
Just so perfect. There's a couple of guys like that were just like right off the bat, they know what they're doing. They know who they are.
Murphy too was like that.
Yeah. He's like an ultimate entertainer. I would put him in like the world of just entertainment.
Absolutely.
You know?
He could turn it on and off. I think the key is being black.
Well, yeah, we were dancing around it, which they're good at.
Listen, why not? Let's stop. Let's be honest with everybody here.
Sure.
No one, a 15-year-old, white kid is just not funny. Never.
I would tell him not even to go into it. I would tell him to build the website for the other kid that we were talking about.
You got to get in somehow. We got to take a break. Back with Dave Attell. Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. Dave Attell is here. There'll be a Caroline this weekend. So how many USO tours did you do, Dave? You did quite a bit.
5 of them.
5, yeah.
And April Macy, has she been on the show?
No, but she was on Stern when I was there, and she was hilarious.
She's hilarious. She's going to be working with me at Caroline's and also Russ Maneve, who's a local great comic. But April, I think, has done more than all of us combined because Jesse Joyce has done them. But April has been to like Korea. She's been to Iraq. She's been all those places. The guys love her. She's so funny.
Yeah, she's pretty too.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
But so funny, man. And that's the thing is that like it's not just like the Middle East. We have troops everywhere. So going to Korea and like Germany and all that kind of stuff. Everybody over the holidays, especially.
Obama's got him there now till 2024. So.
Nice.
Maybe we'll gear up and go over there one more time.
That's a good negotiation. Like, did you see Karzai? By the way, he has to pick a hat. Every time it's like either what's that like weird one that they wear? Not the turban, but the other one. The shakiki, whatever it's called.
Yeah. That's much more stylish.
Yeah, like every time I see him, it's like a different hat, like sombrero. Sometimes he's weird. He's a weird dude.
Sombrero's hard to take serious.
Yeah, sure.
The sombrero is the fun hat. Go ahead.
Now, can you stick around? You got to go.
I'd love to stick around, man. I really want to talk to you about the show that you're going to do. So
yeah,
I'm excited.
Well, listen, I was excited to get asked to do it. It's in a cool venue too. We're doing this.
Now, are you going to come alone, or are you going to bring your handler, spiritual advisor?
Well, I don't know, Mike. If you want to think, it would be weird to critique a set that I'm doing that's on television already. I'd be like, oh wow, damn it! I can't really, improve it at all because it's going to air.
But you could really help us out because I think the fact that you're on a funny show and you're a funny guy, and there's people from all over the world, you could Skype your thing like you're some kind of weird webcam show.
Think about that. We got to take a break. I want you to think about it.
You're genius, Dave. You're right.
The Artie Lange Show.
I'm not right. I'm the only Jew on this panel.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.